Why your legal name is written in all capital letters. Transcript can be found on iqdcalls.com. Your legal name is the name that the government uses to identify you. Most of us have been conditioned to think that our legal names are actually who we are. In reality, our legal names are not who we are because each of us is a man or woman with a body made of flesh and blood. Names are not real, living and breathing people, but instead are symbols of things, non-beings. In legal terms, names are artificial persons which are corporations. In other words, your legal name represents the corporate name that is used by the government to identify you. The evidence that names are artificial persons can be found in the legal definition of the word name. Black's Law Dictionary, 6th edition, defines the word name using these exact words: the designation of an individual person, or of a firm or corporation. The word corporation is defined by the same law dictionary as an artificial person or legal entity created by or under the authority of the laws of a state. Based on the definitions in this paragraph, in law, a name can be a corporation which is an artificial person. Did you know the government is also a corporation? Like your legal name, the government is also not real because it is a corporation. In the United States, the U.S. government is actually a foreign corporation with respect to a state. Because the government is a corporation, artificial person, it is a fictitious entity that has no natural rights and power. Its main source of power comes from feeding on the energy of the people. Because the government is a corporation or fictitious entity, it cannot think, speak, see, touch, smell, or do anything that a living man can do. As a result of that, the government can only operate in a fictional world. To function in the real world, it needs a conduit or a liaison of some sort to connect it to the world of living and breathing people. Since the government cannot deal directly with the real you made of flesh and blood, it needs to trick you to agree to be a conduit or a liaison so it can connect you to the fictional government. This conduit is the legal person, legal fiction, or legal name, the name written in all capital letters. This legal name is not you but is a fictitious entity used by the government to do business with you. The moment you agree to be the legal fiction legal name, you create a contract that connects you to the legal fiction/legal name. This allows the government to do business with you. It also allows the government and the court to have jurisdiction over you. However, when you know how to exercise your natural rights, you can void the contract anytime you want. Here is an excerpt from The Legal Name Game, of a book titled Word Magic, The Powers and Occult Definitions of Words, that exposes the hidden agenda of the legal name and birth certificate. In commerce, when you see a name written in all capital letters, it is a corporate name or a legal name which is a corporation. The legal name plays a significant role in your life because it is used by the government as a conduit or liaison, so that it can do business with you, the living man. This is why whenever the government, bank, or any corporation sends you a document with your legal name on it, 99% of the time it is written in all capital letters. The process that allows the government to legally claim you as a corporate entity involves the creation of a fictional character, and then tricking you to consent to be that fictional character, which is the artificial person or legal name. This legal name was created shortly after you were born and was recorded on a bond. This bond that represents the date of your birth is known as your birth certificate. The word bond is legally defined as a contract by specialty to pay a certain sum of money, being a deed or instrument under seal, by which the maker or obliger promises, and thereto binds himself, his heirs, executors, and administrators, to pay a designated sum of money to another, usually with a clause to the effect that upon performance of a certain condition, as to pay another and smaller sum, the obligation shall be void. Why your legal name is written in all capital letters. Your legal name, which is used to represent you, the body of water or liquid, is written in all capital letters because it is a piece of liquidated capital. In other words, it has been securitized and turned into a financial instrument. Hence, the phrase, liquidated capital. To liquidate something is to sell it off entirely, or sell it to pay off a debt. It is called liquidated capital because you, the man, male or female, who has been securitized, were born in the womb of your mother, which was mostly made of water, liquid. You are also mostly made of water. Because you are mostly made of liquid and have been securitized, you are considered liquidated capital. The purpose of liquidating you is to turn you into capital money. When you separate the word capital into 3 words, you get capital. The word capital comes from the Latin word capitalize, which means of the head, hence, capital, chief, first. It also comes from another Latin word caput, which translates to English as head. Did you know you were born with a bounty on your head? When you really think about the information you just read, you should know that the process of turning you into capital money or liquidated capital is their way of saying that you have a bounty on your head. Your birth certificate is the bond with your name written in all capital letters, and therefore it is the financial document that has the value of the bounty on your head. This is why your birth certificate is traded on the stock market. In the Western world and many Eastern countries, each of us was born into the world with a bounty on our heads. This is due to the fact that our federal government considers us as enemies of the state. According to Judge Dale, author of The Great American Adventure, The Secrets of America, if you live in the United States, the act that makes you an enemy of the U.S. federal government is the Trading with the Enemy Act. This act was amended by Franklin D. Roosevelt in March 1933. Even though you are considered an enemy of the corporate government, it actually has no jurisdiction over you as a living man or woman. However, if you agree to be a citizen of your corporate government, then it has jurisdiction over you. For example, to be a United States citizen means that you are an employee of the United States, which is a corporation. If you want evidence of this, look at subsection 15 in Title 28 U.S. Code 3002 and you should see this phrase United States means a federal corporation. Why do you think the United States has a president and a vice president? The difference between the United States of America, major, and the United States of America, minor. When I say the United States, I am talking about the federal United States, or the United States of America, Inc., and not the United States of America, unincorporated. The United States of America Incorporated is doing business as the United States of America, minor, and has a total of 57 states. As for the United States of America, unincorporated, it is doing business as the United States of America, major, and is made up of 50 separate nation-states. The United States of America Incorporated, or the United States of America, minor, has unlawfully taken over the United States of America, major, more than a century ago. The act that made this possible was the District of Columbia Organic Act of 1871, also known as the Act of 1871. As a result of that, anyone who becomes a United States citizen is considered by the U.S. government as a citizen, employee, of the corporation called the United States Incorporated, also doing business as the United States of America Incorporated. The United States of America Incorporated resides in Washington, D.C., which is a district that has a 10-mile radius. This district is not part of the United States of America, major. In other words, the United States of America Incorporated is a foreign corporation. Any American who has sworn a solemn oath to this corporation has basically committed treason against the United States of America, major. To agree to be a United States citizen means that you agree to act in the capacity of an employee of the United States of America, Inc. Like any employee of a corporation, i.e., Walmart and Target, you have to follow the rules of the United States of America Incorporated. According to the rules of this corporation, you have no rights, only privileges, just like an employee of any corporation. Your legal name is a name of a corporation. One of the ways to tell if a name on a government document, i.e., driver's license, social security card and birth certificate, is a corporate name is to look at the name to see if it is written in all capital letters. If it is written in all capital letters, nearly 99% of the time it is a corporate name. It is important to know that even when your name is not written in all capital letters, it could still represent a corporation. Once you understand this process, You should know that your legal name is often written in all capital letters because it has been incorporated and securitized so it can be used in commerce. Another reason why your legal name is often written in all capital letters is because capital letters are more effective for creating magic spells. Your birth certificate with your legal name written on it is not just a record of birth, it is also a spiritual contract that is bound to magic. This is why there are sigils, seals, on your birth certificate. Transcript can be found on iqdcalls.com.